Hello everybody and welcome back to Red Eagle Politics. Make sure you guys like this video down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. So it's been a while since we've discussed polls on this channel because the election has been over for over 2 months. But still, we have a very important poll out of none other than Greenland. There's been a lot of discussion about Greenland. Is Donald Trump going to be able to go out there, purchase Greenland from Denmark or annex Greenland? Who knows what's going to happen? But also, as of late, it's been very true that Greenland, they're not too happy with Denmark currently, and there's been a lot of talks about how the leadership of Greenland actually would prefer to be independent. And while he has said that he is not, willing to join the U.S., it seems like willingly right away, he is open to discussions with Donald Trump in terms of the future of Greenland, and Greenland probably, being an island of 57,000 people. It's funny because more people actually saw my latest video just talking about Greenland within the first day than the amount of people that live in Greenland. 57,000 beats 56.8K. That's not me trying to brag. That's just me trying to say that there's not a lot of people in Greenland overall. It's like, yeah, well, honestly, they're not going to be able to likely sustain themselves, and they probably would be more willing to join the United States at that point, which, by the way, the poll came out of University of Copenhagen, which is a Danish pollster, by the way. It's not like this poll would really have this narrative of, this is like a Trump poll, Trump-sponsored poll of Greenland or whatever. 68% of Greenlanders want to become independent, whereas only 32% want to stay with Denmark. So let's say Greenland finally becomes independent, they declare their independence, then the U.S. can come in, strike a deal, you name it. Denmark is not going to be able to compete. Don't fool yourselves here. They're a, very small nation in Scandinavia. The United States is the United States. They're a power player. When it comes down to the other power players who might swoop into Greenland, you might have something like China, Russia, you name it, one of those powers. And Europe, whether they want us to control Greenland or not, they probably would rather have us in control of Greenland than one of those other powers in control of Greenland overall. So it would make more sense that the U.S. would have all of the leverage they would need if Greenland wants to be independent for Donald Trump to go out there and take Greenland at some point during his presidency. I don't know when that's going to happen, but this is being talked about. And like I've said, this is a very, very good thing for America because, yeah, it's true, you might have to, subsidize 50-some thousand people, but in return, you get all of that land. You have all these shipping lanes that are opening up in Greenland. You also have, strategic positioning for military purposes. And also, the resources are absolutely huge. You talk about lowering prices because that's the straw man. Oh, he was elected to lower prices, so he can't do anything else. Well, first of all, don't come in here and lecture us, his voters, on why we voted for him. There's plenty of reasons why. That might be part of it, but still, when it comes down to Greenland, it actually would lower prices for Americans if we had access to more oil. That's partially why inflation got as bad as it was because of the lack of oil and because of the whole Russia-Ukraine thing that was caused by our poor leadership. But that's besides the point. The main point is we have a poll out of Greenland that shows that Greenlanders don't want to be a part of Denmark. And then we have another poll out of Greenland. This one is more of a partisan pollster for the Republicans, but they were accurate in 2024, and they don't really have a track record in Greenland. I don't even know how they polled Greenland, but they did conduct a poll. Does seem to be a legitimate pollster, and you have a poll from Patriot Polling that showed that 57.3% of respondents approve of Greenland becoming part of the United States, which is absolutely huge, whereas 37.4% disapproved of the potential acquisition, and 5.3% are undecided about the move. Now, some people are going to say, well, this pollster, they don't seem all that accredited or whatever, but let's assume that they are. That's an insane split right there. So not only do close to 70% of Greenlanders, according to a poll conducted in Denmark at the University of Copenhagen, they want to become independent. But also, almost all the people that would be open to being independent are also open to becoming part of the United States. I believe that very well could be the case. I don't understand this narrative. You have people on mainly the Democrat side that are like, oh, we should let our borders be open because everybody wants to be a part of America and we shouldn't stop them. But apparently they also don't think that Greenlanders would like to join America. Now they automatically care about their sovereignty. Yeah, that's not entirely how it works. It's not. And you have other people that are like, oh, well, this is just Trump being a neocon, or whatever happened to, America first. Well, here's the deal. People can debate the Canada thing all they want. I don't think Canada should be the 51st state. I think a territory would be intriguing, but I don't think it's that likely to happen. I do think it's more just leverage Trump is using in order to get a better trade deal with Canada, because Canada just rips us off relentlessly, and we know that. But when it comes down to it, Greenland would be America first because of the benefits that it would provide us. That would be an America first move. The Panama Canal Zone, controlling those, trade routes. We used to do it. I mean, that used to be a part of our country until Jimmy Carter just gave it away. Rest in peace, but still, now Donald Trump wants to go out there, reclaim the Panama Canal Zone. People are freaking out. It's like he's going to have to strike a deal, obviously. I don't think he's going to be invading Greenland. He's not going to be invading Panama. But, there's a difference between America First policy and just full-on isolationism. Trump is not an isolationist. He's never been an isolationist. He's a realist. He's not a neocon. He had a lot of neocons around him in his first term. Now it seems like there's a lot less of them, which is a great step in the right direction. And, these endless wars that are not for our benefit, where we send all this money overseas to the Middle East, to Eastern Europe, that's not America first, and we should be working to de-escalate those conflicts, and Trump sees the best realistic way to do that as being a strong man on the world stage, and that's great. So when you look at that, that's like this notion of, oh, America first means you have to be like a full-on isolationist. It's like, no, even the Monroe Doctrine said that North America, we have full, reign to do whatever we need to in this side of the world. And that's exactly what Greenland and the Panama Canal Zone would do. It would reorient the foreign policy to the Monroe Doctrine, the way that it was, pre-World War I, the way that it was for over 100 years or just about 100 years or so. I think it's a very great thing. And you have a lot of people that will root for Trump to fail, and they're like, oh, well, this is a bad idea. Why is he doing this? It's like, first of all, you can walk and chew gum at the same time in terms of people who claim that, oh, he should be focused on other things. He's just having fun before he's going to be inaugurated. Like, what do you want him to be doing right now? He's doing a lot of stuff as it stands now. But you can hate the idea, but you can't stop it from happening. Remember, they would call Alaska Seward's icebox because a member of Lincoln's cabinet, it was Andrew Johnson's cabinet at the time because Lincoln passed away, was assassinated, but they called Alaska Seward's icebox as a joke, and now we have Alaska, so the joke's on them. We have access to all this oil. Greenland is Donald's icebox. I don't say that as a pejorative, though. I think it's kind of funny. It's kind of ironic. And again, you want to whine about it now. Don't buy land there 5 years from now, because there's going to be a lot of people that probably will. People will talk about, will Greenland ever be a state? Probably not. It's too small and honestly too liberal. They're going to get probably a non-voting representative in Congress if they do become a U.S. territory, which I believe they will at this point. But it's like, yeah, I don't really see Greenland becoming a state unless a bunch of people decide to move up there the same way we saw with Alaska, and then Alaska became a state. So it just really depends. But those resources are huge. A lot of people know it. And even the House GOP, they're crafting a bill to let Donald Trump purchase Greenland. And you see this here. Dusty Johnson from South Dakota introducing a bill last week. He's more of like a rhino type of guy, but still even he's on board to, authorize talks to repurchase the Panama Canal Zone. And then Marjorie Taylor Greene introducing a bill that would have the Gulf of Mexico renamed the Gulf of America on official documents and maps. And then you have Andy Ogles from Tennessee, great congressman, introducing a 2-page Make Greenland Great Again Act authorizing Trump to enter negotiations with the Kingdom of Denmark to secure the acquisition. I don't even know if you would even need a bill. It's more of a symbolic bill, but still it shows that there's a lot of support for it. And honestly, this should be a bipartisan thing. You know, John Fetterman is on board. Obviously, he met with Donald Trump this past weekend. Donald Trump praised him and vice versa. I don't know what's going on there. But still, you know, this is something that would benefit the country, but you have so many people who are just TDS ridden, you know, on the, you know, certain corners of the online right, but obviously the left, which is more prevalent in Congress, more prevalent in the real world, that are just opposing it because, oh, it's Trump's idea. Even though it's technically not, it's been talked about for decades. It's been an idea that's been praised for decades. Nobody's been able to get it done. Now it's a bad idea because Trump is somebody that actually wants to get it done because he knows how to make deals. He's effective, and they don't like that about him. And that's kind of why you see a lot of this pushback. But still, you know, Greenland, the polls are showing it. The people of Greenland want it. The United States wants it. You know, we have all the leverage. Just get it done. Make Greenland great again. Make Greenland a part of America. Manifest destiny. Let's get it done. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. Like this video down below. Comment down below. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell for notifications so you never miss another video. Follow me on social media. The links are all in the description down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Red Eagle, out.